So I'm just trying to make this video really quick because I'm really honestly getting tired that people keep believing what they want and everything is just fine, dandy, and that decisions don't have consequences. And so when it comes to this new injection possibly being the mark of the beast, I'm about to show you why I believe with proof that it very well could possibly be the mark. Besides the actual, they had the patch designed. They have this smart patch where, I mean, this little patch where it's like a band-aid where they can mail it out. It was already designed from the snake fang, which means like could be the mark of the beast. Um, if a snake bites you, a mark from a beast. Um, the Luciferus that's supposed to be inside of the patches they're supposed to give for the IDs, that could be the mark of the beast. And this all ties into this injection. There's a lot of people saying they believe it's going to be a precursor, whatever. But what I'm about to show you will actually tie into, no, this actually could be, regardless of however you look at it, the mark. Because if you take this, you could possibly lose your entire control of your body. This also could be the Black Awakening, where people said that there would be these satanic super soldiers that, or this satanic awakening where there's just going to be mass chaos, etc. Not to mention, they wouldn't invest this much money and time in getting these vaccines. I'm not trying to say the word and get yanked off the platform, but they're not trying to get these injections out to the world and spend all this money and take all this time to make it without a purpose. There's even been thoughts that it could be um, a way of knocking down the numbers of people. I can go into that a lot more. I'm trying to stick to one frame of mind. This could be the mark, but also it could be the way to get rid of some people, and some people it might not get rid of them because at the end of the day, we don't know what their plan is. But a lot of the numbers of the actual injections that they have ready is very close to the number of people that's supposed to, you know, go away. I'm trying to use words, these certain words, so that YouTube doesn't yank this. But in the Book of Revelation, when there's I think it's either a fourth or a third of the world's population taken out. Um, there's even been some people to say that that could possibly be it. But regardless, when the angel was given pretty much the ability to take out X amount of people. I think it was a certain amount of people with the sword. This also could tie into what I'm going to go into. If you read the title, this is called brain hacking. There's so much on my mind, it's kind of hard to explain everything because some people might have a reaction where it's fatal, and some people it might assimilate with their body well. There's a lot of things I can go into with that as well, where they've been testing certain DNA strands and all this other stuff and see if it's able to go into the actual person and actually then be able to take and handle the actual, I guess you can call it upgrade. But I'm going to jump around this video because there's certain ways that I want you to see this. But regardless, I'm going to let you hear it from their mouth, their abilities, and then on top of that, you have to you can't just take them from face value. A lot of this technology they've had for about 20 years, and they're ahead of whatever they're saying. So this video was made in 2019, and this is before them talking about mass injection, so before people start looking into things. And this is one of my favorite videos to show people when they think, oh, you can just take an injection and it's going to be okay. You're about to see what I'm talking about.
Now, the monkeys aren't consciously aware that they are wired to other monkeys' brains. They don't have to know that. They are actually just getting the information and perceiving it intuitively. At UC Berkeley, they're using fMRI to do brain recording. Now, what's amazing about this experiment right here is what they're doing is looking at the blood flow in the brain and interpreting that blood flow. They're actually extracting information from that. So what they did is they had the patient in the fMRI machine watch a video or look at a photo. And then they try to extract that information and tell just by looking at the brain what's in the patient's head. Now, in this clip right here, you can see the actual video. This is what they recorded from their head. That is very crude resolution, but you can actually make out the image. So that's telling us we have the technology now to actually look into your head and see what you are seeing images that are formed in your brain. This is not the only experiment done with this. They've done a similar experiment at the University of Toronto with EEG technology, which is a very portable, lightweight brain cap. Now, EEG technology, this is it. So this is a startup using EEG. See that band around the head? That's all you need. And a number of startups are using this technology right now to do things like brain fitness, help you meditate, tell you when you're stressed out. They're using it to send commands. I've been talking to these startups, and they have now figured out that with simple EEG technology, you can actually think something and turn on, let's say, a drone and make it go up and down. Now, it's still very simple. We're at the very first stages of this. But in today's lecture, I want to show you the future, where we may go with this technology in the coming 10, 20, and 30 years. So a new technology is coming on board, and it's called quasi-ballistic photons. Basically, those are beams of light that they shoot through your skull and can actually map out your brain. Facebook announced they want to try to use this technology in the next few years to allow you to message on your phone just by thinking. Elon Musk has a startup called Neuralink. Elon Musk's goal is not to put a chip into your brain, but to actually inject what he calls a neural lace into your brain that forms an interface as if you had a chip in your brain, so that you can do advanced connection to the internet. Now, we all know Elon Musk is worried about AI taking over the world. And his belief.
So there's a couple things I want to speak on real quick, and I just encourage you to watch this entire video and share this video because a lot of people aren't putting two and two together. So for one, he just told you that Elon Musk said that he is working on or worked on or already has, which I'm going to be realistic. He already has it where he can inject this into your brain. Not only that, you get, like I said, listen to what he said. He can inject it into you. It goes into your brain. And at that point, not only can it send information, but it can receive information. So let me just put this together. So they already have it where you will be able to be connected mentally to the internet, meaning that in anything that is, it's not a one-way signal either. You got to always think about it this way. If you can put input information, you also can retract information. So that already goes in the hive mind. It already goes into the one world government, one world system, 24/7 being watched. I just also showed you that they said they can already pretty much look through your eyes without you knowing. Actually, if you watch the entire video, like I said, I'm trying to really hit the highlights. They even have a way that they can do it from your DNA. It's all in this video as well. Also, if you looked at the headband, that is one of those headbands that they've been kind of trying to do for like virtual reality, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm just gonna say this: I believe that they're going to be using VR and all these other games. Like, I don't know how long it'll take for them to try to inject everybody or whatever, or enough people, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be getting information out of people's heads without them knowing it, if they don't have the injection through those headbands. So be very wary of these new games that come out, virtual reality, etc. Because, like I said, they kind of tell you, and this is the reason why I have to jump around as well, because they don't want to put everything in certain ways. It's like he almost touches on certain points that would get people uncomfortable, and then he kind of goes back, because if you notice, they haven't promoted Elon Musk having a injectable way of doing all this stuff. It's because he been had that. The stupid little shows that he shows around, them putting a brain inside, the little chip inside the pig, that's because they already bypassed that. They're trying to show you. It's like a sleight of the hand. It's like, oh, look, this is what we're working on. This is what we're working on. But no, this is a year ago, and Elon Musk pretty much already has it where he can inject you and control your brain or whatever like that. Now I'm about to go to, like I said, I'm going to be moving around the video a little bit because he does it in a way that it makes you uncomfortable, and then he tries to touch on different subjects. But watch this entire video. So I'm about to go to another portion of it real quick and listen. Like I said, listen to what they're saying.
World, they would be baffled. But for us, smartphones and everything else seem a natural part of our lives. Well, the question I'm asking here is, where are we going next? With new technology, what will happen to our minds? So I see new technology as actually us taking a role in our own evolution. We're already seeing in the world today that technology is allowing human beings to actually control our future. We're doing it with CRISPR and DNA editing. So right now, we can actually alter our DNA. We know the code for the creation of life on this planet. And we are doing that actively with plants. We all know that we are breeding new species of plants that have more flavor, that can live in harsher climates. But what a lot of people don't realize is we're also doing it with animals. At the University of Florida, they're actually developing cows now with altered DNA using CRISPR that can survive in extremely hot climates. Why are they doing this? Because of climate change. What happens when we start to apply these new technologies to our brain? Well, right now I'm working with a number of startups that are doing brain-computer interfaces. So what is a brain-computer interface? It actually is a technology that allows you to access your brain waves. Let me give you some examples. So right now at Duke University,
So as you can see, he likes jumping around and doing all this other stuff. Pretty much this is, and like I said, watch the entire video. They are actually using brain waves from your brain without a chip. But regardless, we just went over that they can inject you so that you be communicating with the actual injection so that you can hook up to the internet. But also, this is another thing I want to point out. Isn't it very interesting that they said that they were using CRISPR to DNA edit? And like I said, keep in mind all of these subjects I'm talking about. DNA edit for hotter climates. There's even a passage in the Bible where the sun's going to be like superheating the world, and this is like in the last days. And that's very interesting that he would specifically point out one of those tests, and then they say global warming, that lie. But the book of Revelation talks about that as well. Point being, they already know how to DNA edit, and it's just very interesting that they would throw that out there. Um, this, I'm going to jump into another part, and this is another thing I want you to keep in mind as well. Um, in part of this lecture, he even says, oh, this is going to happen. But he's going to lie later on and say, so we need to decide if we want this to happen. But he didn't say that before.
As we advance as a civilization. Now the scary part. It's bad enough to have your iPhone hacked or have a phishing scam online where your identity is stolen. But if they hack your brain, it's not just your driver's license and social security number, it's your actual identity that could be stolen. Literally, a brain hacker could get into your brain and rewrite the information that's there. They could literally give you a new past. They could literally control you without you knowing it. So this technology is not all, fun and roses. There's a dark side to the light side. And all of us actually need to consider that now. Do we want to give Facebook access to our brain? We all
See, as you can see, he tried to disallude what's going on. Like I said, watch the entire thing. He said this is going to happen. But now he's saying that they can rewrite everything that you know and believe. So let me ask you this. In the world where, I don't know, where people believe that, oh, humans won't do this, the government won't do this. When a government or something has had the ability to control people, regardless of the situation, I've seen it done. And I don't know why people just believe in the best of humans. I'm more of the type of person that, for one, I know what the word says when it comes to what's gonna happen. And doesn't it make it more likely that a lot of these things, like people doing crazy things, people killing, people worshiping the beast, they just told you how they could, regardless of however you want to slice it, they can make you think another way. So how is this still not the mark of the beast? Now, keep in mind, all of this can still be remotely done. This also can be time done. They have time release. They have nanobots. They have all of this information and this technology. All this information is kind of split up in different places, but I'm just trying to show you the bigger picture. Point being, if you take the injection, and I'm going to show more about that. If you take the injection, there's very well a way that you won't even know who you are anymore. Now, I'm going to come back to this video because I'm going to go to Elon Musk saying it for himself, what mRNA does.
I think this.
And this is for those people that said, oh, it doesn't change your DNA. When was this released? December 3rd, 2020. He's letting you know that what it can do. And just like I just showed you in the other videos, they already just said gene editing, etc., etc. Now I'm about to let you hear Elon Musk talk about mRNA, the same person that was developing the way to link your brain without a chip, so that people, the dummies that keep saying that, so you can show them this. Because like I said, I just hate when people are just so sure of themselves and they do not do any type of research. He's telling you exactly what you can do with mRNA, just so that you know.
I think there's going to be a lot of breakthroughs on the medical front, particularly around synthetic mRNA. You can basically do anything with synthetic RNA, DNA. It's like a computer program. So, I think with enough, with effort, that's not too crazy. You could probably stop aging, reverse it if you want. You can basically do it. You can turn someone into a freaking butterfly if you want with the right DNA sequence. So, I mean, caterpillars do it.
So, as you just heard, you can do anything with the RNA.
Up and down.
mRNA, edit the person's DNA, do anything that you want. We just talked about the cows. We just talked about him being able to inject you, connect you to the internet, which why they're putting up the 5G everywhere. Then I wanted to make another connection. So, why do you think Trump kept talking about um, he kept talking about we got to beat China to putting up 5G. We got to beat China putting up 5G. And the first place that had all the 5G was China, where they have, all of the hyper security, where they have the cops being able to pull you up, facial recognition, all this other stuff. So tie that all into being able to be connected to the computer, the internet, without you knowing it. So regardless of if they don't change your identity or make you believe another thing, they'll be getting all this information regardless, from afar. Not to mention they probably just turned all of these people that got the actual injection into walking talking snitches pretty much. Now there's probably a lot of people that have the DNA inside of them. I mean the mRNA in them, and it's now going to be also connected to the internet, sending off signals. Everybody's always around Wi-Fi, and they can also see and hear through your eyes and ears. That is also in this video. So we're gonna go to a little bit of a interesting topic um, where this guy is at in this exact meeting. There's a woman that is a business owner that ended up dead. And the interesting thing was what she says, the timing of it, and how it all happened. And then this place is also connected with China. You'll see it on the screen and you'll hear what he says. It says Ding Ding TV is the first Chinese American internet TV Silicon Valley innovation channel. So keep in mind, China is connected to this. China's been in the news a lot. China's also connected with the 5G. Also, another thing to keep in mind is the new IBM system is called the Beast. So when you get, and that's the funny thing, they can't even say chipped. They keep thinking it's just it's going to be a chip or something embedded in you. But if it's an injection and you're communicating with the Beast system, how is that not the mark of the beast? There's even some other stuff I'm going to jump into as well, that goes into the grain of rice and all this other stuff, because people are just so closed-minded when it comes to putting two and two together. They think that everything's straightforward, when in the Garden of Eden, the snake didn't just say, hey, you're going to be able to know good from evil, and you're also going to die, you're also going to age, then you're also going to cause all of humanity to suffer for generation after generation. He just said, you'll do this. He just pretty much said a lie. So that's why I'm saying, for all those naysayers that said there, say, oh, it might not be the mark of the beast, people, y'all crazy for even thinking it's the mark of the beast. I'm showing you exactly why it could be the mark of the beast. It could connect to the beast system, and we'll even get to the grain of rice thing. But let me roll it back real quick.
We really focus on a global perspective. So we're working all over the world. Right now, we have over 50 partners in 22 countries. I spend about 60% of my time traveling, so I'm not in the Bay Area that much. But our mission has actually been to empower startups all over the world, give them access to new technologies, and really teach them. That's the fundamental thing. So we do a lot in China right now. Right now in China, we are working in every major tier 1 and tier 2 city, running programs, working with entrepreneurs, helping exchange between China and the US, and also doing a lot in Europe. So I'm also the author of the book, Make Elephants Fly.
So he said it himself, doing business with China and the United States. And this is another thing that a lot of people don't understand when it comes to this silent takeover or a silent move that the government can make. We are one of the only countries where most of the citizens have a firearm or know someone that has a firearm. And so when it comes to them being able to do it in a way that everybody gives up their weapons willingly, meaning control, we just heard him say you cannot know that you're being controlled, or whatever the case, causing a situation, yada yada yada. There's so much that can happen with this. Point being, I'm going into he said they help startup companies pretty much do whatever. And I'm about to go to this next video because this woman is connected to what happened.
Her mother took turns talking to her on the phone until midnight. After that, their calls went straight to voicemail. They would not. And was very profitable, according to close friends of Aaron. In 2019, Aaron planned a business trip to Orange County for a tech conference, and then to Silicon Valley to meet with friends. Her last post on Facebook was on September 25th, and it stated, "Heading to San Francisco and Los Angeles soon. Who's around? DM me." On the week of October 1st, 2019, Aaron flew to Orange County, California for a professional development workshop. Her mother, Agnes Valenti, recalled that Aaron sounded very excited about her trip during their phone call, that she couldn't wait to get home and start something new. A few days later, she flew to Silicon Valley to visit old friends and former colleagues. Finally, on October 7th, Aaron made a series of strange phone calls to her husband, Harrison, and her mother. They described the way she spoke as being out of character. Her words were reportedly fast and erratic, and that what she was saying wasn't making much sense. Notably, Aaron told her mother, "It's all a game, it's a thought experiment, we're in the Matrix." Aaron also stated that she was going to miss her flight, and that the vehicle she was driving was low on gas.
So this is what ended up happening.
Never dawned.
Tonight, a police source confirms the body of a tech CEO who went missing on Monday has been found. The 33-year-old was found in the Almaden area in a neighborhood between Camden Avenue and the Almaden Golf and Country Club.
KPIX 5's Maria Medina is in San Jose with the latest developments on the tech executive's disappearance.
After several frantic days of searching for Aaron Valenti, a source tells me it was a family friend who found her body in the San Jose neighborhood inside the car she was last seen in. The search ending with some answers, but also grief and heartache for those who knew the tech CEO.
I'm very shocked, and I feel so sorry for the family.
Nearly a week after Aaron Valenti went missing,
And they've all been looking for her.
the search came to an end in the South San Jose neighborhood. A source tells KPIX 5.
So as you've seen, it also, for some reason, Diablo, meaning devil, was the street that she was found. Point being, I showed you this is because, just interestingly, she went not too long after that guy had the little TED Talk or whatever, the conference. That's when, not too long after that, it sounds like she went possibly to a same type of conference that's probably connected with the same company, and she ends up dead and saying Matrix, etc. This ties into possibly them silencing her before the 2020 situation happened, and them creating the need for a injection. And then also there's been a lot of tech CEOs that have died around the same time, and this was right before the entire injection situation. So the reason why I put this together is because, like I said, using an educated argument and discussion, I just showed you some videos that you need to check out that very well can prove what I'm saying, that people that think this is just one of those situations where you can just take it lightly, that's not the case. With an injection, I'll just do a synopsis. With an injection, they can take over your brain. With an injection, they also can record your thoughts, see, hear, and do whatever with the information that you're feeding them. So there's so much that goes into that. Even when it comes to people that want to resist what's going on, they can, at this point now, even, I don't know if you've heard about the deep fake technology. Now they can find out information, probably deep fake some situation with the person that doesn't go with what they're trying to do. But regardless, they're having now walking, talking people that think they just got an injection, and they're putting up 5G everywhere so that they can get as much information sent and received as possible, as quickly as possible. So I'm just going to end it here because there's just so much I can go into. If you guys want me to talk about anything else in more detail or more in depth, let me know. I encourage you to share this because, like I said, I don't make these videos for views. I don't make these videos for subscriptions. I don't make these, I really usually don't even try to go out and make these videos, but I just hear too many people saying they don't believe it's the mark of the beast. They don't think it could be the mark of the beast. They don't think it's that big of a deal, and that's not the case. Do your research before you go put something in your body. Go do your research before you just believe what everybody's saying, because you heard it from these people's mouth, not hearing it from the news who just say whatever they're paid to say. These are people that are showing other CEOs, other people, letting them know what's going on, what they're working on. And when you put it all together, it's quite simple. Like, I don't know how else to put it. I don't know if I'm hoping I'm saying this clear for everybody. I feel like I have, but before you go and put something in your body and think it's just whatever, you could become a permanent receiving a receiver and sending out information with an injection. Or they can change your mind, or they can make you do something that you don't want to do, or they can possibly stage an event with these people that think it was just an injection. I can go so much into that, but it's very interesting how somebody that said it was a thought experiment, we're in a matrix. It almost sounds like they possibly was recording her thoughts. She probably couldn't say much, and they just remotely ended her. Because, like I said, if you look at the information presented, you can come to whatever conclusion you want. But regardless, this injection is a lot bigger of a deal than people want to say, the uneducated people want to say. Because as you've seen, I'm not saying it. I'm not just repeating somebody. These are straight out of these people's mouth. If this gets taken down, I'm going to see about putting music maybe in the background and seeing if that helps it stay up. But I encourage you to talk to people around you and let them know that, assumption is not saving you. Also, trying to say that you're ignorant when there's a lot of people that are saying different things is not going to save you at the end of the day when you face the Creator. The mark of the beast doesn't have to say, hey, you take the mark of the beast. I just showed you plenty of ways that it could definitely be the mark of the beast. It wasn't presented to Eve, like I said, with all the fine print showed. So if you want to take that, if you want to say, hey, I didn't know, yada, 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 the information was out there. And there's not going to be any excuse when it comes to your body, your temple, what you accept. Once you say yes, they didn't hold you down and stick it in your arm. That's why I said a lot of these people that sit there and say, oh, I don't think it's the mark of the beast, because they're going to just say you're going to have to deny the Creator and this. So, like I said, I just showed you plenty of ways to look at it. But you can take that chance if you want. For those of you that are listening, for those of you that want to do your own research, for those of you that see what I'm saying, I encourage you to share this, share the information, look at the videos. That's the reason why I pulled it up like this. Watch the entire video and, just put that information out there. Stop letting people just sit here and just make assumptions. Assumptions get people messed up. And at the end of the day, we know that if you believe in the Bible and it's true, there's so many things that I could tell you about that. Things are just going to go downhill. But if you're on the right side, you're protected. But like I said, being ignorant and choosing to be ignorant is not an excuse. That is not an excuse. It wasn't, and that's another thing. After they bit the apple, or they ate of the fruit, it wasn't no, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. Nah, we're here now because of that decision. So if you want to try to use the ignorant excuse, oh, I just made the decision, I didn't know, it doesn't matter. It comes, all the fine print it comes with, you're accountable for, and you're going to be held accountable for. Yeah, those people are going to pay for the deception, but it doesn't matter. You have the ability to do the same thing I'm doing, typing, looking, etc. So if you don't take that time, that's not going to be an excuse. Like I said, like, comment, share. I don't even really care about the likes. This supposedly it helps algorithm share it, so that people can watch it. I'm going to try to title this in a way that is enough information, but it doesn't get pulled, fact checked. But check these videos out, share, and I will try to make more videos on things that at least I can share, shine a light on, because so many people out here making videos, they don't do their research. They just assume things. They assume everything's going to be okay. They assume people aren't that bad. They assume the government's not going to do that. They assume that this and that. I just showed you pure data that these people have been working on this, and why not? This is a perfect opportunity for them to take control. They said they were trying to find out a way to get rid of the weapons. They're trying to find out a way to make their world the Great Reset. They're trying to find out a way to control people. They've been trying to find out ways to control people. So if you want to take the excuse of ignorance about saying, hey, it's just an injection, I just showed you they can rewrite your DNA, they can rewrite your mind, they can hack your brain, they can get the information they need regardless. So like, share, and stay safe.